Hey guys, George Webby here at Lionheart Warrior. This is Mission Brief 51. I want to talk about today focusing on the right thing. I'm going to read you a story from the Gospel. It's going to be the Gospel of Luke, chapter 10, verse 38 through 42. Reads as such. Now it happened as they went that he entered a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha welcomed him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary, who also sat at Jesus' feet and heard his word. But Martha was distracted with much serving. And she approached him and said, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Therefore, tell her to help me. And Jesus answered and said to her, Martha, Martha, you are worried and troubled about many things. But one thing is needed, and Mary has chosen that good part, which will not be taken away from her. So this story is pretty interesting. You have a woman who's obviously wanting to serve her guests. She's wanting to serve Jesus. She's wanting to do a lot of things for him, a lot of pomp and circumstance, if you will. And that may be a stretch, but she's trying to make everything right. She's really worried and troubled that things are just not in the right place, and she's getting overwhelmed. And then you have her sister, who's sitting at Jesus' feet, who's sitting at the feet of the Master, trying to learn, trying to take in everything he has to offer. So you have Martha, who's focusing on him being there and making sure everything's right and setting up everything for everybody. But at the end of the day, you have Mary focused on Jesus, focused on the Master, focused on what he's giving her. Martha comes to Jesus and basically complains that she's doing all this work. And the funny thing is you look at her words, she says, don't you even care? And there's a common theme of this in Scripture where the disciples come to Jesus a couple of times ago, don't you even care that we're perishing? So there's this arrogance that exists that we have a right understanding of what we should be doing and what others should be doing. But at the end of the day, Jesus is like, listen, you're way off. You think you're right in your mind. You think you have the answer to what you should be focusing on, but you do not. Mary chose the right thing. She's focusing on me and my teaching. She has chosen correctly. You have chosen incorrectly. And I'm not going to take that away from her, Martha. You've chosen wrong. She's chosen right. You need to choose right. And Jesus is awesome with this. Jesus is the master leg cutter. He tells the truth because he is the truth. And the truth is, Martha was focusing on the wrong things, and Mary was focused on the right things. And what were those? Mary was focusing on Jesus, and Martha was focusing on the idea of having Jesus around, not actually on him. Think about this. How does this apply to you in your life? How does this apply to you in, say, Christmas? Christmas is tomorrow. I'm recording this on December 24th. Are we focusing on the pomp and circumstances about Christmas and the celebration of Jesus' birthday? Or are we focusing on the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords and him coming to this earth and what he actually accomplished? Think on this. Meditate on it. I hope it equips you and encourages you. God be with you. And remember, as always, stay in the fight.